Hey guys, it's Jedi Lex, and welcome to the sixth episode of Beyond Tatooine, where I bring on different collectors to talk about how their love of Star Wars originated, as well as take a look at and chat about their collections. And on today's episode, we have Robbie from the Robi.Wan.Kenobi channel. So, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. No, you're. I was waiting to have you on. It's very exciting. I can't believe I'm already on my
Same.
sixth episode. That's like
I
insane.
know. That's crazy. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for you.
we're getting there. So, can you
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about your channel, what you focus on, and where people can find you if they're not already following you?
Yeah, definitely. So my hope is to start posting on YouTube hopefully by midway this month. So I'm kind of getting all my equipment together. But right now everyone can find me on Instagram. It's just Robi.Wan.Kenobi. I mostly post Funko, but I do mystery pins, I do mystery bag clips, just anything really Star Wars related. Occasionally I do like Marvel or like something else that I'm really into, but Star Wars is my jam. That's like 99.9% of my content.
Literally. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I'll definitely leave all your information down in the description so people can find you. But I just want to thank you for coming on. It's super exciting.
Thanks for
So,
having me on.
absolutely. So, I guess let's start with who kind of introduced you to Star Wars? Like, how did you get into Star Wars?
Ooh, I want to say my older brother. I remember he told me about this movie, like he was going crazy over it. There's a 10 year gap, so I mean, he had already been watching these. But yeah, so he put me onto that. The first one I watched was A New Hope, and I was like, what is this? Like, I've never seen this. So from there, then this was back in, I think I was 4 years old, so it was like 94. So we had the VHS. So it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we popped one out. Yeah, I know, super old school. He actually had the set, the 3 pack. So once we finished one of them, he popped in the other one. I was like, "What is this? Like, dude, this is so amazing!" So like after that, it was just that's where it all started. And then back then, Toys R Us, like we'd go into them, like we see all these toys, like all the super retro toys. That man, I'm just like kicking myself that I didn't keep those. And my mom
Yeah.
too. Like as soon as I moved out, she just like tossed them all out. But yes, that's pretty much how I got started. And I remember going to the theaters to watch the Phantom Menace, and man, that just blew my mind away. Yeah,
Okay. Was there
yeah.
anything like in specific about Star Wars that really like kind of called to you and you were like, this is it. Like I'm hooked.
Oh man, honestly, I can't even remember. I think it was really just the storyline and just the fact that it was something different. It was like out of all the cartoons that we would watch before. Because before that, I was kind of into Star Trek. But I was kind of iffy about it. But when I saw Star Wars, I don't know, it's just something kind of connected me to it. I can't even remember what it was, but as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, this is it.
Yeah.
This is
I
my
don't
this
I
this
don't
has become my personality."
Yes,
Yeah.
probably. I feel the same exact way because I don't even really remember what it was. Maybe it was Hayden Christensen and I just had like a little girl crush on him, but I
Yeah,
like just
right. I
started
think
watching it
mostly.
and I would watch it over and over and over again with my dad who introduced me to it. And like we at the time had the VHS tapes of the
Oh
OTs.
yeah, yeah,
And so we
nice.
would pop those in, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And I was like, young, and I was like, "Why does it look like that?" And then you have the prequels because I didn't understand there was such a
Oh
time
right, the time
difference.
difference. Yeah,
And I was
exactly.
like, why is one on a DVD and on the TV, but then one we
Yeah,
have to
doesn't
use
make
like the
sense.
VHS? And I was like, and why does it look so much older? And then I realized there was a time difference.
Yeah,
So it's
huge
definitely,
time difference.
yeah, it was
And I guess
crazy.
I should say that too. So my brother put me on the original trilogy, so that's all we had growing up. And then I was a little bit older. I think I was like 10 or 11 when Phantom Menace came out. And of course, I went to the movie theater, and man, just I can remember like the crowd reaction. Seeing everyone always says Darth Maul, but like seeing Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, because we knew Ben Kenobi, so it's
Yeah.
like Obi-Wan Kenobi when he was a Padawan. We're like, what the heck? Like Anakin Skywalker when he was a kid, like that just like blew my mind.
Did you kind of know that, like, so going from the OT, I've always wondered that because I watched the prequel and then
Hmm.
OT, so it kind of went, but seeing OT first, did you kind of pick up when you were watching the prequels that Anakin was gonna be Vader?
So I didn't. My brother actually explained that to me. So because I'm like, hey, like that's kind of like Luke Skywalker. I'm like, are they related? He's like, yeah, that's his dad. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, wait, so Obi-Wan Kenobi is like, yeah, that's the old guy in the original trilogy. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what is going on?
Yeah,
So yeah,
that would have been crazy. I feel like I
and
wouldn't have put 2 and 2 together. I probably would have had to do some
I for sure,
research.
yeah, I definitely did not. You know, like at
Yeah.
11, like we didn't really have internet back then, so it's not like I could like type it up. So he's like, yeah,
Oh,
Anakin
true.
Skywalker becomes Darth Vader, and that's his dad. And I'm like, what? Oh my God. And it's
Oh,
just like I was already in love with Star Wars, and I was just like, oh my God. It was just
that,
like,
like, really drew you
yeah,
in.
it's like
That's
a
cool,
really
though.
like I was like already super captured, and then Attack of the Clones for sure. That one was a game changer. That one is forever like going to be my favorite movie. That one,
Really?
and honestly, A New Hope, just because that's the one that started it all for me. So, a lot of people always say like Empire Strikes Back. I mean, they're all great, but A New
Yeah.
Hope is the one that really like resonates with me, just because that's the one that started it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you more so is it kind of like equal Attack of the Clones to A New Hope, or is there one that kinda has, like, a lead over the other?
No, definitely Attack of the Clones, just because
Okay.
that was more my generation. So that like, I naturally gravitate to the prequel. So I'm a prequel guy. OT is always going to be the OG, but yeah, prequels is where I'm at.
I get you. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
definitely a greater appreciation for the OT trilogy now that I'm, like, a little bit older and can
yeah,
understand that, that's just the time period. Because when I was younger, I was like, "This looks like shit. Like, why does it
yeah.
look
Seriously,
like" it was filmed and plus I'm watching it on VHS, and I was like, "Dude, like, the prequels are so much better," and I would just put those on repeat.
all the
But
time.
now
Yeah,
I, like, kind of understand, and I have, like, such a greater appreciation for the OT trilogy, but I
right.
will forever be a prequels girl, like, through and
Oh
through.
yeah,
But I think it's just a
definitely.
generation thing. So I
Yeah,
think, you know,
I'm sure. Like my brother, like he's always gonna be an OT trilogy guy. But like that was his time. And then
yeah.
for me, it's always the prequels because I was there in the theater watching them. So yeah,
That must have been crazy. And it's really cool that you
yeah,
and your brother share like that this love of Star Wars. I feel like that's really
yeah,
awesome as well.
yeah. So it's cool. Like we don't really have a whole lot in common, but that's where we always meet for sure.
It's always nice to have that
Yeah,
one thing that you can like bond
yeah,
over.
exactly.
So
Right.
I totally get that. I mean, my sister's not too much into Star Wars, but like I started collecting Funko Pops, so then she started
Oh
getting
yeah.
into collecting Funko Pops, but because she's not into Star Wars, she collects like the Stitch Funko Pops. So like at
Oh
least we can
right.
do that together. So it's nice to kind of like find a common ground when
Yeah,
we're
that common
kind of
ground.
different. So it's
Right.
definitely very nice. Okay.
Nice.
So Attack of the Clones.
Yeah. Like as soon as
Interesting.
it's a Django Fett, and then seeing like where the clones came from, because then that's also when it came to mind, like, oh crap, Ben Kenobi talked about the Clone Wars, and like, oh my God, it's like every movie was just like it was starting to piece together. I was like, oh my God, like these all connect.
All the lights were coming on. It was just
Yeah, like
clicking.
everything. Yep, it was everything. It was just coming together.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, seeing my two favorite scenes are when the clones come out in the Geonosis arena, that
Yes.
and seeing Yoda ignite his lightsaber, because I mean we just knew him as like this super old little hermit, so he never fought. He was just always kind of a pain in the ass for Luke. And then
Yep.
seeing him like ignite his lightsaber, like, oh my God, like this is insane. And just the crowd reaction, like we all went wild, like we just went nuts.
That's crazy. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like there's very few and far between people that love Attack of the Clones, like that Attack of the Clones is their number 1,
Yeah.
and I don't
Right.
understand that. I mean, it's not my number 1 because mine's Revenge
Hmm.
of the Sith, but I have such an
Yeah.
appreciation for Attack of the Clones, and a
Yeah.
lot of people hate on it so bad. Like, I posted a reel or something, and people
Hmm.
were like, "Just because this happens, like, doesn't make it a good movie," and I was like, "Yes, but there are a lot of really pivotal things that occur in that
Yeah.
movie." Yes, I
Right.
get the acting is probably crap, some of the dialogue is not so great, I know people don't like that love interest stuff, but there's a lot of things that really happen
Yeah,
that
like if you
makes it
just put
a
that to
good
the
movie.
side. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Like
you just have
it's
to look past
episode two, like it bridges episode one and three perfectly.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know, and then it's like a jumping point for the Clone Wars animated series, which I feel like a
Right.
lot of people don't watch that, but I feel like that's the reason why I started watching the animated show, and it
Mm,
just kind of expanded upon Anakin's character, and then we get to meet Ahsoka, and I feel like it was just
yeah.
great, so I don't know, Attack of the Clones gets a lot of hate, and I don't
It
get
gets a
it.
lot of hate. Yeah, the Clone Wars the animated series, Rebels too.
Oh,
Man, I can't even tell you how many people I put onto Rebels. I'm like, you have to watch it. Get past the
yes.
animation. Don't worry about that. The
Yeah.
storyline is where it's at.
Period. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I got into animation because at first I was like, I have the movies, like, what else do I really need? Like, those are
Yeah.
just kid shows, like it is what it is. And then I started watching it and I was like, this is not really a kid show, like at all. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
these have,
It's
these characters are very well developed. Their stories
mhm.
are absolutely amazing. Like it was just crazy to me. So then as soon as I watched Rebels, I was so entranced with that. But I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm kind of torn between which one I like more, Clone Wars or
Oh.
Rebels,
Ooh,
you
that's like
know?
picking your favorite child. I'm like, ooh, I don't know.
Yes.
That's
Because
so
I love them
difficult.
both.
Yeah.
Like, and I like Bad Batch too. Like, I feel like there's so
Yeah.
many good animated shows. I mean, there's a few that I haven't watched. Like, I think there's The Resistance.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Haven't
Or
gotten into that one.
what is it like the Youngling show, like with those
Oh,
kids
like the
Jedi, the
Young
kid Jedi.
Jedi Adventure.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Or I can't remember the name of the other one. It's not Tales of the Jedi. It's the one that came after. It's like the anime inspired
Oh,
Star Wars.
Visions.
Visions. Yeah, I still haven't seen that either.
Really? I actually
Yeah.
enjoyed Visions a
Oh,
lot.
did you?
Just because
Okay.
each episode is kind of made by a different um I don't know how to really kind of like explain it, but it's made by a different like production company. So like they kind of each make
Mm,
their own stories through their own animation styles, and like it was
okay.
really cool to kind of see. So like if you're into anime and stuff, you might enjoy
Okay.
it. I know a lot of people that don't like anime didn't really enjoy it, but it's like
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars meets the anime realm, and each episode
Mm,
different characters, and it's all through different animation styles because they're all produced by different studios
mm.
essentially.
Maybe
And
I'll have to
like
check it out.
The Ronin episode, if you don't just watch that one episode,
Yeah, just that one.
you'll be hooked. Like that's probably my favorite episode from the two seasons. But their
Yeah.
Visions was very good. I definitely really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's just like everyone I've talked to, they've either same thing, like they've either haven't seen it or they just didn't like it. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm
Yeah,
kind of like in that moment, like I don't know what to watch though. I might just try it out tonight.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just so we know, watch. I mean, some of them, don't get me wrong, some of them are kind of trash. There's
Yeah.
some that I just don't like. There was one where they're kind of like on Tatooine and they're like a band, and that one I wasn't that big of a fan
Hmm,
of. But
that's
like the
interesting.
Ronin one was
Yeah,
crazy.
that's a banger.
Yeah,
That one,
like
yeah.
that
All
one
right,
was phenomenal.
I'll have to start out with that one.
Yeah, I would watch
But
that one and you'll
that
be
one
amazed.
first,
You
yeah.
have to let me know for
Yeah,
sure. I
definitely.
feel
I'll
like
let
you're
you
gonna
know.
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. But yeah, I mean, there's still so much. I want to get into the comics too, but I know like that's a whole other rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
fell
know.
down
Yeah,
that one.
I know that's your thing too. So I can't just like I already have like man, it's just so much. It's like all right, I'm only gonna collect one thing, and then I'm into pins now. I'm like okay, cool. And then then now the back clips are. I'm like man, it's like I can't keep up.
Yeah, I can. And
It's
they
so
keep
much.
coming out with new series. Like they just
I
did the Attack of the
know.
Clones one, the female line. The Bad
Yeah,
Clips is like a rabbit hole I should have never gone down. But the
yeah, me
comics I
neither.
really like.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yeah, the
big fan
comics
of
look really cool. I do collect some of the books too, so I collect them. I'm gonna get around to reading them. But right now they're just kind of like they're just like my pops. They just sit up there as display.
yeah. It's hard
Yeah,
to find some time to read and like really sit
yeah,
down and enjoy it, but maybe
yeah,
one day, I've got a
yeah.
few
Maybe
books that
one
I've
day.
got, like sitting in the corner that I need to read, but
Yeah,
I
just
started reading like the
ready.
Ronin book because of the
Oh,
Visions
okay.
episode, and I was
Oh, okay,
like,
nice.
whoa. And then I got his comics and I was like,
Yeah,
this guy is amazing.
yeah. He's
Like,
pretty badass.
so this
Yeah,
the one thing I can, give to you is that Ronin episode.
that
I
Ronin
hope you
for sure.
so enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely. I'll check it out. I mean, if you like it, I'm pretty sure. Like we all have some pretty common interests, so I'm pretty sure I'll
Yeah,
like it. Yeah.
for sure. So do you have a favorite? So I feel like probably not, but do you have a favorite animated show, or is it between Clone Wars and Rebels?
Um, Man, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really watch anything else besides Star Wars. Um, let's see. If outside of Star Wars, hmm, no, not really. I mean, like I grew up watching like The Simpsons, Family Guy, Futurama. Let's see, what else? Damn, like I can't even remember now. Those like, I mean, they weren't really kid shows either, so I would just watch whatever came on. Um, Yeah, no. Anything outside of Star Wars? Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't know anything else
I feel the
besides that.
same.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if
Yeah,
you ask me now, I'm like, damn, like what did I knew I watched it, but I'm like, what the hell did I watch as a kid now? I can't, like I just like my mind is just like so filled with like so much Star Wars now. I'm like, damn, I really don't remember what else I watched.
Yep. I've got like one
Yeah.
part of my brain that's like kind of like for school and work, and then the
Yeah,
other,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
maybe not probably more than half, but like three-fourths of my other brain is
Oh,
for
most
Star
definitely.
Wars.
Yeah, like 75%.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
It's like
know, like I knew like I watched something else because there weren't any Star Wars shows when I was a kid. I'm like, I
yeah.
just can't remember. I know like one of them that sticks out is Static Shock. There were a lot of DC shows when I was a kid. Marvel wasn't really a big thing back then. It
Mhm.
was mostly comics,
Yeah.
but I remember like Batman, Batman Beyond, Static Shock. Like I did watch those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some good ones, but I feel like
Yeah.
as soon as I got into like really got into Star Wars,
Yeah.
that was the end of it.
That
I
was
just
it.
only watch the movies,
Yeah.
I watch the animated shows pretty much on repeat. I'll watch a few other things here and there, but I feel like for the
Yeah.
most part I really like the animated stuff and the
Yeah,
movies.
for sure. Yeah, I
So,
remember when the Clone Wars, the animated movie came out. I didn't even know that was a thing. I think I was just looking up Attack of the Clones, and then that came up. I was like, "What is this?" Like, yeah, I'm gonna
yeah.
watch this. This is different. And then from there, I'm just like, "Man, I need more." And then the first season came out. I'm like, "I need more. I need more."
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
never enough. But yeah,
yeah.
I really like the Clone Wars. Is there I know that there's like what were your thoughts on like Bad Batch? Did you watch Bad Batch?
I did. The second season, I don't know. I'm a little iffy about it. I did like the first season. I still watched it.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Well, I mean, I know you have, but anyone watching that hasn't seen it, when Tech died, man, my heart. I feel
Yeah.
like I related to Tech more to anybody because he just has like no filter, and I feel like that's exactly how I am. So when he died, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, I can't even watch this anymore. What the hell? Yeah.
Do you have any predictions on like the season 3? Do you think they'll bring him back?
I really hope not, but I feel like in Star Wars fashion, they're gonna find a way to bring him back. It's just like when you die in Star Wars now, like it's just like
You don't
somehow
die.
he returned. You know,
Yeah.
it's
I
just
feel like
like
my prediction kind of relates to Marvel, kind of like a Bucky Barnes situation, falls off the train
yeah,
and maybe comes back as,
like as an
something on the
Imperial
other side. But I
agent.
feel like that's really on the nose for Star Wars to do.
Yeah,
But like
so I don't
that's
know. I really hope like it would like it's sad to say, but I'm like I really hope like he stays dead because like just like with anything like somehow he returned. I'm like no, stop it.
yeah.
If you
Just
kill
let
him off,
it
leave it like that.
yes. That's how
I
I felt
process
about
my
Palpatine.
emotions. I know. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna get into that trilogy.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it once and I've never watched it again. Yeah.
Yeah. Sequels are
I
tough.
remember, yeah, The Rise of Skywalker. I might get some hate for this, but that was like the most expensive nap I paid for. I think I was like 30 minutes in and I fell asleep throughout the whole movie.
Really
I swear. Yeah,
interesting.
it was, I still remember that. I'm like, yep, I remember watching, dozing off, and I woke up, I'm like, oh, it's over? Like, what happened?
What what occurred? Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to like that was really the first experience that I had of Star
Mm,
Wars in the
right.
theaters,
Yeah.
and I was so disappointed. I
I
wanted to
know.
love it so bad. Like, I
Yeah,
was like, "You know what? I tried to push things to the side. I was like, "It's not that bad. Like, I'm just gonna overlook it." And then they just kept getting worse, and I was like,
yeah.
"Oh," like, it's to the point where I can't even really appreciate it anymore because it's just like a dumpster
I
fire.
know. It was just like one point to another, but it didn't connect, and then they like forced it all to connect at the end, but it didn't really work out in their favor. I know. I tried to love it too, but I was like, I can't get past it, you
Yeah,
know?
I'm definitely very interested to see what they're gonna do because I know that Rey has her own movie
Yeah.
that's coming out, so I feel like it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with that
I
project.
know,
I'm
and I
very
hope
skeptical.
they do her justice. I know it's like, and same thing. What happened with the prequel trilogies? Like Hayden got so much hate for it, but he was just doing his job. He was
Yeah,
just doing what he was getting paid to do. Like it wasn't even his acting. But again, like he was an awkward teenager. He didn't know how to process his emotions. Like, of course he acted awkward. Like he doesn't know. Like he's being told to do one thing, but he still has his emotions. And like, of course, like that's his role. And then same
yeah,
thing with Daisy Ridley. Like she got so much hate for it, but again, like she's just doing what she was told to do.
yeah,
It's like it's not these actors' fault. They're just doing the direction that they're given. So I really
Yeah.
hope that they do her justice because yeah, they did them all dirty.
I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of the sequel, actors and stuff are very distasteful of Lucasfilm now.
yeah, they did them
Um,
so dirty, and I was like, man, like I really wanted to like it, but again, it's just like they did Finn, especially Finn, like him,
oh,
100%. Yeah, it
I
was.
mean, if Sabine could be a Jedi, so could
No,
so could Finn,
seriously.
you
Yeah,
know? So I know that
yeah,
he's very upset, and I think Adam Driver even kind of spoke out that he's
mm,
kind of over it. And
yeah,
but Ray's making, Daisy Ridley's making her return, so I don't know. I definitely feel like it's the actor, or not the actors, like the writers and the directors,
yeah,
fault for that. I don't
yeah.
fault her as the actor, but I'm very skeptical to watch.
Skeptical. Yeah. So I have my hopes are a little loose right now. I'm like, I'll still watch it, but my expectations will be like mid to low.
Yes, like
Yeah.
like touching the floor
Yeah,
almost. 'Cause
exactly.
I
Almost
just
non-existent.
I don't want to go in being like, this is going to be amazing. They're
Yeah,
going to
this is
turn
gonna
a new
be
leaf,
great.
and then it
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh
hoping that
man.
if I go in thinking it's going to suck, it'll be
Very low
amazing.
expectations. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm definitely
So
very interested in what's going to come of that. But I'm also very excited for some of the projects that are coming out this year.
yeah.
Like
Like
the
Acolyte.
Acolyte,
I
I
know
think
Acolyte
is
is getting a lot of hate. I'm like, why? Like
really?
yeah, you haven't seen like every time there's a post for Acolyte, there's the comments is just swarmed with like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, why are they doing it? Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're getting something different from Star Wars. Like, why are you
Yeah.
not excited?
I don't know.
But oh man,
I need to look at that because I haven't really seen any hate comments. Maybe because the people I'm surrounded by, like, or really
yeah,
close to in the Star Wars community, were like
yeah,
very excited for it. I know I am, but I
yeah. I
haven't
am too.
seen too much hate about it. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people are speculating Darth Revan,
yeah. I hope so. That would be cool.
like
Yeah,
Keanu Reeves,
live action.
please.
Oh my God, I know fan casting him. Oh, that would be. I would lose my mind if that happened. That would be
Yeah.
so cool.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm most excited for that. I don't know too much about Skeleton. I mean, I don't know that much about Acolyte. I am excited for it.
Yeah,
Skeleton Crew,
my knowledge to that is just very like non-existent, but still it's something different that I'm
yeah.
excited for. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, any new Star Wars project I feel like could be interesting. I'm
Yeah,
definitely very
definitely.
excited for Tales 2.
Yeah, season two. I loved season one.
Ugh,
And honestly, like again, like I didn't know what to expect going into it. I'm like, okay, this is different, and it's like every episode was just so great. Yeah,
yes.
Tales of the Jet. Yeah, done for sure. I'm so excited for season two.
Yeah. So I don't even know
Yeah,
which project I'm like most excited for, but I'm excited that we're
all of it.
getting new projects in
Yeah,
2024. And I haven't
yeah,
seen much about, who the characters are going to be for the Tales season 2. Like, who are we really going to be following? So that'll
yeah,
be interesting. Are we going to get
yeah.
more Ahsoka, more Qui-Gon, different Inquisitors? I feel like it's going to
Yeah.
be should be good. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I would love to see one of Sidious before he like when he's when Plagueis is like grooming him, so kind of moving up. So
Yes.
that would be cool.
That could be
Yeah,
interesting.
because I've read the book, but seeing a show about it would be epic for me.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, that could be really cool because I mean, they mention him and stuff in the
Hmm.
prequels, and I feel like, his powers and stuff is really what kind of I feel like got to Anakin, and he was like, well, if, Plagueis can do it in his stories, I can do
Yeah.
it. So I feel like that'd be
Right.
very interesting. I know a few people
Yeah.
are reading the Darth Plagueis book. They have like a little book club that I didn't get
Okay. Nice.
into,
Oh
but
no, you were
I
excluded.
don't know. I like totally just didn't even purchase it and they had started it and I was like, "Oh, well, there goes
Like,
that." But
oh
I
well,
definitely want to
yeah.
read it because it seems like it's very interesting and I like getting that backstory of certain characters.
Yeah, yeah, the backstory is so cool because then like everything that you watch connects and it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then when I realized that Plagueis was still alive in episode one, I was like, oh my God, like so he wasn't even the Dark Lord of the Sith yet.
Really?
Yeah, oh you didn't know? Yeah, so Plagueis
I
was still alive
didn't.
in episode one. That's why Maul wasn't really so I don't know, it's kind of weird. So Maul wasn't really a Sith Lord yet. He's kind of like what Asajj Ventress is. Like he was like his Sith assassin, so he was um, Palpatine was going to murder Plagueis, and then Maul was going to take his place as his apprentice. So kind of like how Dooku was
Wow.
with Asajj Ventress. That was pretty much his situation. Yeah, so it
Interesting.
was cool. But
See?
again, like you didn't know this if you don't read the book, you know. So again,
I
it was like, oh my God, like Plagueis is alive in episode one. You don't see him, but yeah, he's
not
still
at
kicking.
all.
Yeah.
'Cause I think they only mention him or, like, at least name drop him in
Mm-hmm.
episode 3. I think that was really it,
That's
so
pretty
I don't
much
know,
it.
I feel
Yeah.
like maybe you've convinced me now to read the Darth Plagueis
Yeah.
book.
It's a good read. Yeah. When you get around to it. Yeah.
Interesting.
Definitely good. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you know how the book
Yeah.
goes, you let me know how Visions goes,
Yeah.
and
Visions. Yeah. The
we'll kinda just
Ronin.
meet in
I'm
the
going to keep that
middle.
one in mind. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, definitely. So do you have a favorite character?
Oh, man. That's hard. There's so many. It's
Yeah.
funny because like every time like I tell people it's difficult, they're like, "Well, what's your Instagram name?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I mean, it was clever, yeah, I like Obi-Wan, but oh man, honestly, I think Darth Maul is gonna have to be my favorite."
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember growing up, and then when I found out those were his tattoos, I'm like, "Oh my God, I want to look like that." Minus the face tattoos, but yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, Darth Maul and like seeing his double-bladed sword. Oh man, yeah, I fell in love with him, and then
okay.
he
Were
died. I was like,
you
"Whoa, that sucks."
yes, but were you a
Yeah.
fan of kind of how they brought him back in Clone Wars, or were you kind of like,
Actually, you know what? I wasn't mad about that.
okay.
Um, yeah, so I remember I saw Savage and I was like, oh crap, like this kind of like Darth Maul species. I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna see where this goes. And then I don't know if you remember, but they were looking to that globe and then you see Darth Maul, but I wasn't sure. I was like, oh my God, like is this Darth Maul? Like I swear to God, if it's not, I'm gonna throw something at this TV. And then when they brought him back, like it was so cool to see. And then his little claw legs. I wasn't really a fan of the claw legs, so I'm like, I'm so glad they got rid of that and like give him some cybernetic legs. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was really happy how they brought him in because it wasn't just like, bam, like here he's back. Like they kind of slowly transitioned him. Um, but then I also wondered how because I remember Solo came out before that. So then I remember seeing him in the hologram, like, okay, like that's weird. I thought he died. And then, you know, we got the Clone Wars and then it
Yeah.
all made sense. So but yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad how his story developed because again, you know, like he had so much potential in episode one, and then he didn't even make it. So I really like that they developed him.
Yes.
Yeah, he's for sure my all-time favorite character.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't mad when they brought him back. I definitely
Hmm.
hated those spider legs. Made me so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I don't know
Yeah.
what about it, but I was so uncomfortable. But then they gave him the other cybernetic legs and kind of developed those, and I was like, "Okay, this
Yeah.
is a lot more
Yeah.
palatable, at
This is
least for
yeah
me."
exactly.
You
And I
know?
think that's why I've strayed away from getting that pop. I know a lot of people. I know you're a fan of it too, but again, like it just makes me so uncomfortable. I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that. That
Yeah.
wasn't my favorite Darth Maul look. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great
I'm
pop. I don't think I'd get it,
I
but
like how I like the other legs that they have on him. I think they've
mm-hmm.
come a long way. It kinda reminds
Oh,
me of
for sure.
Grievous's legs,
Yeah.
like, now that I kind of
Oh yeah,
compared the
you're right.
2, so it
Yeah.
gives me those kind of vibes, which
Hmm.
I'm, like, kind of more okay with, but if they would've
Yeah.
done, like, the Spider Mall as, like, a deluxe pop, I probably would have thrown it in the trash.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
It would have been
I
those Valentine's chocolate pops. Like, what are you doing?
oh my g I can't even think about those. Those make me so upset. They're still sitting at my box lunch.
Oh yeah, those are yeah, just like the other Valentine's pops. They're just sitting there. They're just collecting dust.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
terrible.
that
So are
would have
you
been cool.
more
Like if it was actually chocolate, then I'm like, all right, you know, this is cool. I can get behind this. But yeah,
that's what Patrick said. He was
edible
like, "I
chocolate.
thought
Oh,
they
did
were
he?
actually you could eat them." He was like, "That I'm cool with." You know, you
Yeah,
unwrap it, it's kind of like a Funko molded chocolate. He was like,
yeah.
"But nope, it's not. Like, it's
No,
a
that's
pop."
an
And I
actual.
was
Yeah,
like,
it's an actual
"Ooh."
pop. You're like,
Yeah.
ooh, this looks a little rough. And then they made on the miniature version. Like, oh, Jesus,
I was like, "You can't keep
what
you're
are we
getting
doing?
worse."
Yeah.
Like, we're just going down a very slope hill,
I was
and
like,
it's
you guys
not
had
going up
such a
anytime
great
soon.
year for Star Wars. Like 2023, man, they knocked it out of the park. Especially
Yes.
those GameStop drops, man, they were on it
Oof.
this year. Yeah,
Yes.
I for
Do
sure.
you have a
Yeah,
favorite
I almost
2-pack?
went back, but oh man,
'Cause they released some good ones.
yeah, some good ones. I like the Maul and Ahsoka. But again, I feel like we already had pops of them. But my favorite was Dooku and Anakin because we've never had a Dooku pop. And I think if I'm not, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is only the second Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars that we've had. So that one for sure was my favorite. Like I've been wanting another Dooku. Like we had the one from Revenge of the Sith, but I was so happy to get like the animated version of him. So that one for sure is my favorite two pack.
Yeah, I definitely really like
Yeah.
the kind of chiseled. I just like the animation style of
Yeah.
how they're able to do those in the pops. Like he has that very chiseled jaw,
Yeah.
and
Just like that. Yeah.
it was really cool. I
Yeah.
like that one. I
It's
got that one
super accurate.
immediately.
Like it's
Yeah,
crazy how accurate they got it to the series.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
crazy. And then the Pong Krell and the Captain Rex one
Oh
that's
my
coming out. It
God.
should be
Yes.
January, like kind of end of January. So probably
Yeah.
sometime soon when this is released. But I'm very
Mhm.
excited for that one.
It was supposed to be at the beginning of the month, and I was livid when I heard they pushed it back.
I had it pre-ordered and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for my email that it's sent
You're
out.
like, where is it?
Nothing, nothing. And then I see that it gets postponed. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, like,
I know. I'm like,
please. Like, I
oh,
just want to
the
Captain Rex.
anticipation. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And Pankro gets a lot of hate, and honestly,
Yes.
I like him. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, he was kind of a D-bag for what he did, but honestly, like it kind of prepares you for Order 66. Like you see it all coming together. And honestly, I think out of all the arcs, the Umbara arc is my all-time favorite. Like that was top tier story writing.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Punkro, because I had posted about, the 2-pack and stuff, and I put
Hmm.
a video out, and they were like, I would never get this. Like, it has Pong Krell in it. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, but, that's a different version of a pop. We've never
It's a new
gotten that
character.
species before. He's got
Yeah.
two
With the two
double-bladed
sabers.
lightsabers,
Yeah.
and we're getting another Rex. Like, I know
Yeah.
that you don't like his character. I know that he did some people dirty and stuff, but if you look
Yeah.
past that, it's not a
Yeah.
bad pop. And a lot of people were, no, I would never get that. And I was like, okay, I mean, you
You're
don't
like,
have
okay,
to.
well, don't.
Yeah, I was like,
No.
just more for me then, thanks.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I don't know.
like when everyone was hyped about that mall with the claw legs, I'm like, ooh, that's not my jam. But there, some people are excited for it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna hate on somebody if they're excited for it. You
Yeah,
know, yeah,
everyone's
but
entitled to their own opinions. If people love Star Wars, they
yeah,
love Star Wars, and you can love, what you want. But there's a lot of people that put some hate comments out, and I'm like,
yeah. I
I
always
I
respond. I'm like,
respect your
it's okay to
opinion.
be wrong. It's all right to be wrong.
Yeah,
It's okay
I
to have
just
no
try not to
taste.
incite anything. I just, you're entitled to your
I know.
opinion. Your opinion's valid, and we're gonna leave
Yeah,
it at that. You know.
yeah, definitely. But now I'm
So.
excited for it. So I know the only other pop we've had that has more than one lightsaber is the Grievous pop. Like the
Hmm.
Walgreens, that one's pretty cool, but the Hot Topic exclusive, like that one is for sure. Like that one is so dope.
Really? So you
Yeah, do you
like
have that
that
one?
one more than I don't have the Hot Topic one. I have the
Mm,
Walgreens exclusive, and I
yeah,
don't
they're
have the
both cool.
battle damaged one either
Oh,
from
I
the
don't have
Gaming
that one.
Crate.
Yeah, again, like I wasn't a fan of that one, but the Hot Topic exclusive for sure. That one is my favorite.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
He seems like more yellow.
he does seem more yellow. I think I actually have him right here. He does seem more yellow. But I don't know. I feel like watching Revenge of the Sith, I kind of feels like it looks a little more accurate.
Oh,
Um,
and he has the
because
4 sabers, so
yeah,
that's.
because I know the Walgreen exclusive. I like that he has his cape, but he was
Mhm.
really white, and I like when I rewatched the movie, I'm like, okay, he kind of has that yellowish tint to him. So I feel like
Okay.
that one's a little more accurate, and like the pose with all the lightsabers is for sure.
Yeah,
Like it's
maybe I'll
so
have to
cool.
go pick that one up then.
Yeah,
Because I never really
definitely.
thought about it like that or really seen it like out of box. So that was
Hmm.
pretty cool. So maybe that's on my list now.
Yeah, take your pops out of box. Well, I know you do. But,
Yes, I do.
that's what
I've got some in box still, like a
I
lot
have
of the
some in box
stickers, the
too.
conventions, things like
Yeah,
that. But for the most part, I've got a lot of them out. So I don't know. I'm a fan of
yeah.
having them out.
Yeah, me too. Like when I post my videos and people see the Rex out of box, they're like, why is he out of box? I'm like, what do you mean? He's badass. Look at all
Yeah,
the
he's a
detail.
cool pop. He's one that
Yeah.
I really want. I'm
Oh,
hoping I
yeah.
can pull that grail this year.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we'll
for
see.
sure. I remember when I got him, I think I got him mid 2022, and he was still going for like 250, which at the time I thought was a lot. And I was like, ooh, 250. I had never paid more than I think like 125 for a pop, and that was the Grand Admiral Thrawn. And even then, like 125 was a lot. I was like, oh my God. But then looking back now, I mean, I know with the other Thrawn releases, he kind of dropped a little bit, but he was going for like 800. I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm so glad I got him when I did, because I for sure, I would have been kicking myself the whole time. And then same
Yeah.
thing with Captain Rex. Like I got him for 250, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is the most I paid. But now looking at him, I'm like, what the heck? I have the shared exclusive, but honestly, I don't really care about the sticker. Like he's coming out
I
of the
would
box anyway.
Yeah, I would get the
Yeah,
shared sticker too, but I think he's worth double that now. I think he's about
yeah,
$500.
easily,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So I'm glad I got him when I did too. And
Yeah.
I remember, I forgot who I was talking to, but they told me they remember seeing the Captain Rex and Hot Topics. I was like, what the heck? Like, I didn't even know that was a thing,
Yeah.
because it was a shared exclusive. So I think Hot Topic, I forgot, I'm pretty sure it was Hot Topic that had him. And I'm like, oh my God, like that's crazy. Like he was just out in stores at one point. Like that is insane.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I
always
would,
crazy to
yeah,
me because when I got into collecting, like a lot of the prequels, pops, and stuff, I had to like go back and purchase from people that already
hmm,
had it. Whereas
yeah,
like now the Ahsoka pops, I can go in and get them in stores. But
yeah,
I just think about that all the time. Like that would be crazy to walk into a
yeah,
Hot Topic and then see a Captain Rex on the shelf,
yeah, just chilling up there.
like just hanging
Yeah,
out.
because my buddy told me, he's like, yeah, like the whole, like it was just the whole wall of Captain Rex. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what the heck? But again, it was a Clone Wars animated series. Like, there weren't a lot of people that were into it, so they were just at one point collecting dust. I was like, oh my God, if I can go back in time, I would just grab them all and then just walk out with a handful.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I would love to pay, like just base
yeah.
price for it.
Oh,
Like
for
the fact that
sure.
he
I
could
think
have been
back then,
$15
yeah, I
or
think back
12.
then, yeah, the shared exclusive, I think it was like 13, 14. Yeah. I know.
Crazy.
I know. Like, I can't. That's crazy. Yeah, because I've
I
known people like, yeah, I paid $20 for him. Like, $20? Like, that is insane. Two
Yeah,
digits?
must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I
Yeah,
I wish I was collecting in that time because I feel like there's a lot
yeah.
of pops that I could have paid for like very cheap if I had just
Pennies.
was into it, but I
Yeah.
wasn't at the time and
Paid the
now I like kind
tax
of
or
kick
like
myself.
shipping off of them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I know. Like, I know the one I really want to get is like my ultimate grail is the 501st Clone Trooper, the original one. But that one's going for like $1,500. I was like, man. So out
Yeah.
of reach. Yeah.
There's
I
some
don't
very expensive ones.
yeah, I wouldn't pay. Like even if I had the money, I would never pay $1,500 for a pop because I'm gonna take them out of box anyway.
Yeah. I think the one
Yeah.
that I really want is like that Boba Fett blue box where it's like the droids one. I think that one is
Oh, that
really
one is
cool.
cool. Yeah, that's a really good one.
But I think even then that's like 720
Yeah,
bucks.
that's a lot.
So like,
Yeah,
mm,
that's a really
you
good
know,
one.
like I could buy a
Yeah.
lightsaber or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Yeah, like a
Like a
non-interactive.
replica.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Like you know how many pops that is too? Just individually? Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I
At
don't think
like
I'd ever pay
$15 a
more than
piece.
500 for a pop, and even then that's a lot. Maybe
That
like
is.
350 is where I'd cap it
The most I paid was 200 for the Thrawn,
for
and
the
that was
Thrawn,
like
yeah.
that was the most I've paid, and still
Yeah.
to this day the most that I've paid. And I don't. It's like tough to say that I don't want to go higher than that because I really
Hmm.
don't. But there are some
Yeah.
pops out there that I really want that are more than that, like the duel on Mustafar. Would love
Oh
to
my
have that
God,
pop,
yeah. I think that
but
one's
that's
going for like 214, maybe 300, like if it's in the box. But again,
yeah,
I'm like, well, I don't care about the box. Like you can toss the box. I don't care.
yeah. I would take it
Yeah.
out of the box, but there's some that I really want. Like
Yeah,
I know
that's
there's
a
a
good
lot of
one.
hype about the Hall H Ahsoka, but I don't like those shiny pops, like the chrome
Yeah,
pops. I'm
I'm
not a
not into
fan.
that either. Like if it was gifted to me, yeah, cool. But what's it going for like $2,000 or something? Something
I don't
crazy.
know, maybe like
That's a lot of
12,
money.
1400. It's a lot. It's more
Yeah.
than 1,000.
Yeah, but again, like it's kind of like it's Chrome, and I'm like, I'm not really into that. Like that wouldn't really fit into my collection. Like would it complete the Ahsoka collection? Yeah, sure, but it would kind of stick out, you know.
Would stick out
And
like a sore thumb.
yeah, exactly. Like I like consistency in my collection, and that would just throw it off. Like I'd probably just end up hiding it in the back anyway.
Yeah, I've never really liked those chrome pops. I
Yeah,
just something about them. I'm just like,
yeah.
it's
Funko was on a Chrome kick for a while with the Star Wars stuff. Like I
yeah.
think what Vader has like three different chromes. It was like that black chrome, the red one. It was like that
There's like a
yellowish one, I think.
blue, a
Yeah,
gold. Yeah, there's like a gold one because they
yeah,
went crazy. I think it
yeah.
was the
They were
one
all
of the
chrome.
celebrations.
Hmm.
They went like insane with the chrome
Yeah,
pops.
that's kind of like Marvel with the black light. It was just like chrome everywhere. I'm like, okay. Like the first one, okay, it was cool. I did like the chrome. the Darth Vader with the black chrome. I think that looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then they went crazy with the chrome. Like, all right, you need to relax, chill.
Calm down, Funko.
Yeah, calm down. The
Please. Do
Star
you
Wars
like the black?
Celebration. The what?
Do you like the black light ones from Marvel or no?
I did at first, but then again, it's just like they just did blacklight everything. I'm like, all right, we need to relax. Like the core four, that was cool. Like when they released the 4-pack, I like that one, and then everything was just blacklight. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of over blacklight.
Yeah.
It was cool at first, and then again they just overdid it. I'm like, oh, man, like why do you guys do this? Just keep it
Yeah.
selective, you know?
It seems to be their trend. They definitely like something will pick up speed and then they'll just overdo it to the point where it
Yeah,
like
they're
loses
like,
its
oh, we're getting a
charisma.
lot of good feedback from this. Let's just blacklight everything. Let's just chrome everything. I'm like, dude, chill. Like, let's just keep it select. All right.
Yes.
Let's all these resources. Let's make new characters. Let's make new molds.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is what I've been saying.
Yeah, like those Valentine's pops. Get them out of here. Redo those molds. Melt them down.
I
Make
feel like
something
those
else
should
with
have
it.
never even made it past a concept.
I know. I'm like, I just want to get hired at Funko, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Who is behind these decisions?
Yeah, who's in charge here,
Yeah. Like,
Because
why
if
do you
they
want
just
to work here?
listened,
I'm like, I just want to know who the hell is approving these. That's why I want to work
yes.
here.
I mean, Patrick kind of speculated that, maybe because I think one of the like the president or the CEO like
Hmm.
ended up leaving or something. And he was like, maybe that
Oh,
was like his last
so he's
stitch
just like,
effort. Like,
whatever,
I'm just gonna
whatever.
approve
Yep,
everything that's
yep,
bad
whatever.
and put it out there. And
Exactly.
so I don't know what really happens or what goes on at Funko. It's very interesting. I wish
Yeah.
they took more of the fans' ideas and what the fans would want to see because I feel like we would do
Yes.
so much better.
Yeah, like especially with all the AI.
Yeah. Oh.
What is it? The AI concepts that you guys have been making? Oh my God. My dude, this would be. I was like, dude, Funko, I'm like, just take all my money. Like, I'd really just work here just for the pops.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Literally.
even need
Take
to
all
pay
my
me.
ideas. Just give me a
Yeah,
pop.
you
That's
don't
it.
even need to pay me. I was like, I'll work here for free as long as I get a pop. I don't even care.
Yes,
Like all
exactly.
those, oh my God, yeah, like all AI, these concepts are fire. I'm like, dude, this is fantastic. Like if they made these into pops, I would sell my soul to have all of them.
Yeah. Some of
Yeah,
them are really cool. I mean, AI
yeah,
is definitely like a hit or miss on certain things. Like
yeah.
it only
Just like
picks up on
anything.
certain characters, but
Yeah,
for the most part, it's
yeah,
it's kicking out some really great concepts.
yeah. I'm like, I would go bankrupt getting all these pops, and it would be so worth it. Like I would just stare at my wall.
Yeah, just all day,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
just all day. Yeah, I mean, I do that anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean,
Yeah,
speaking of your walls and stuff, do you want to
yeah.
take a look at your collection and some of the
Oh
pictures that
yeah,
you sent
sure. Let's
me?
do it. Yeah,
Awesome.
let's do it.
So these are the first two that you sent me, and I really like your Robi.Wan.Kenobi 3D printed
Oh
logo.
yeah, I actually got that one too. It was from
That is
3Design, and I think it was like $20 too. It was super cheap.
that's not bad at all. It looks
Yeah,
really
it's super.
nice.
I know it's my favorite. I absolutely love it. I actually have it right here, and it's super light too. I like that it's super small, but yeah, this is like my all-time favorite. Like this is exactly what I needed for my collection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
highly
like the
recommend it.
helmet setup. I feel like that was kind of
Yeah,
newer.
yeah, a little bit newer. I got into collecting the helmets. I've had the Mando helmet in the box for so long. I think for like 6 months. I remember I got it. I'm like, I really, really want it. I'm gonna put it together, and it's just like been legit sitting dust.
I mean, I
But
see
yeah,
that you've got a little Mando pop, so you've got like a slot set up for it.
yeah. So that back part, that's where it's gonna go eventually. I don't know when I'm gonna put it together, but yeah, like I put all the other ones together. I did all four of those last year, and then I was like, all right, like I'm on a good roll, and then. I think September and October came around, like everything just started getting busy. I'm like, all right, well, that's back burner. And then, trying to post as much content as I can. It's like trying to balance everything. And I have kids too. So it's just
Yep.
like juggling everything. So, maybe one day if I have a vacation, I'll just knock it out. Because those are actually they're pretty fun and easy builds. They're
Yeah.
just, especially with the gray, like it's just very tedious. Like the helmets, it's just
Yeah.
all white. And I'm like, paranoid, I'm like, which one is this the right one? Is this the right one? And I'm getting halfway through. I'm like, oh man, I messed up. This isn't how it's supposed to go.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
they're kind of like very monochromatic, it definitely gets difficult, but I feel like
Yeah.
overall, because I've built a decent amount of them, I think the only one I haven't built yet is the Cody, but I have that one sitting somewhere, and I don't have the
Nice.
Dark Trooper.
Oh, I don't
Um,
have the Dark Trooper either. I don't know about that
yeah,
one. That one looks a
mm,
little off. Yeah. I do
yeah.
want the Stormtrooper helmet, but that one's going for like 250. It's yeah,
Really?
because it's retired. Same thing with the TIE Pilot helmet. They're retired, so they're not like even if you want to get them in box, I'm like I don't want the box. Like I'm gonna display
Yeah,
it. But even then, like
interesting.
yeah, like out of box, it's like 225. Like that's wild.
Well, if I ever need money, I'm gonna sell my Stormtrooper helmet
Yeah,
because
right.
holy
Oh, do you
cow, I
have
didn't
it?
know. Yeah,
Oh, you have it? Oh my God.
it's
Dude,
like
so lucky.
I think it's right
Right
there.
there. I think I see it. Oh my God,
So
yeah. Like if you
yeah,
look
because
at
I
Mercari, yeah, it's going for like easily like 200
and that's like out of box, like
out of box.
builds.
Yeah. I think if you wanted, like if you're a box collector, it's going for 400 at least. Yeah, it's insane.
That is
Yeah,
crazy. I haven't
wild.
like looked at Lego prices. Like I'm definitely more adamant about checking the Funko prices and stuff, but
Mm,
typically, Lego doesn't change their prices too much. Like, what you because I
right,
buy them just at the Lego store and it is what it is. Like I don't really
right.
buy, like resold Lego sets. So that's
Yeah.
actually crazy. I've never really looked into the prices of some of the Lego sets. So that's
Yeah,
actually
because Lego
crazy.
doesn't even sell them anymore because it's retired. So now it's just people reselling it like if they don't want it or if they need cash. And I'm like kicking myself, I'm like, damn, like I remember seeing these on the shelves and I should have got it. But again, like I wasn't into Lego then. So I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
mean, I thought I didn't have the patience, but it's actually very therapeutic, once you get into it. But again, then I was like, man, I mean, I'm not really into Lego. And then last year I found out I was retired. I was like, oh my God, like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like kicking
They
myself. So
yeah.
yeah, like
I
that TIE
used to
Pilot helmet too is going for like 250, I think. Yeah,
The TIE
that
Fighter
one is
one,
so
that's
cool. Yeah,
crazy. Well, I know that
yeah.
one retired, but I think that was like a Target exclusive.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me
Oh,
on that, but I
yeah.
think.
But yeah,
But that's
again, like
crazy.
I wish I would have known. I'm like, damn it. Every time I think
Yeah,
about it.
because I used to build Legos when I was younger, and then
Yeah,
COVID kind of happened, and I was like, you know what? I really got nothing going on right now. I'm
yeah,
just
you might
sitting
as
at
well.
home. So I kind of got back into building the Legos, and it was right when those helmets were
Okay.
getting released. So, like, me and my buddies would go
Mm,
to the Lego store, we'd pick them up, and I kind of
yeah.
just started collecting them. And then they came out with the second wave with like the Dark Trooper, and oh, I don't
Mm-hmm.
have the Leia one either, but there's the Leia and the Dark
Oh
Trooper
yeah, I forgot
one.
about that one. That one's
So
that one's kind of cool. I might get it one day.
one day, I think. But
Yeah,
yeah,
if
I
it's on
haven't picked that
clearance
one up.
enough for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my little section. I actually like looking at that. That's like my favorite collection out of
Yeah.
everything.
I really like that setup. Looks really cool. Do they have
It
like a
is.
Scout Trooper Funko that you're gonna put there?
Yes. So funny thing about that, I actually got one on Mercari not too long ago, but the seller didn't tell me that the spring was jacked up. So when they came, it was so high up. So I actually have it here because I ended up removing the spring. So when it came, so like on the picture, like the helmet was down here. So I'm like, okay, I can just untwist it. But when I received it and I popped it out, like his head was like all the way up here. So I'm like, oh my
Oh
God.
my.
So I have it and I'm actually just gonna get some like clay and just stuff his head and like kind of re-glue it back together. So that
Interesting.
happened last week too. So I'm like, cool, like I'm gonna get it. And then I found out, I'm like, oh my God, what the hell?
Oh,
So
that frustrates me. I wonder if
yeah.
they like sell replacement springs or something for it.
Actually, you know what? I didn't even think about that. I might have to look into that.
Yeah, but I
But
know a lot of
yeah.
people have done like the clay and stuff. But I had the same
Yeah.
thing happen with my Jabba Funko Pop. I picked up like a blue
Oh,
box
really?
at like one of the
Oh.
cons. Like I think it was one of the cons,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about it on the podcast or whatever. And then they were like, "Take it out of box, take it out of box," and I was like,
Huh.
"Oh, like it's a blue box. Like I don't." So, but
Yeah.
whatever. I took it out of box, and his
I see
head
what you're
falls
saying.
off,
Oh no, like
and I was like,
completely?
"What?"
What?
And I realized the spring, it's like almost like the glue where it connects, like kind of just weathered away.
Oh.
But you would have
Oh
never known
no.
that if it was in the box. So I had that happen
Right.
to me too, which
Oh
is
no. Oh, that's
it's
a
frustrating.
bummer. Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
I just
I
put
mean,
him back
luckily, like
together,
it
put
was
him in
out
the
of
box.
box. Yeah, it was like $25, but still, I'm like, I know, like I think in box he's went for like 40. I would have been so mad. I'm like, I need your address. What the hell is this?
Literally,
Yeah, but
zero stars.
I know, but hopefully you didn't pay too much for your Java.
No, not too much. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
even tell. I keep my blue box, like the blue boxes I do
Mhm.
have in box,
Yeah,
just
those are cool. I don't have any
just
myself, but those are
because.
really cool.
Yeah, so I didn't even really notice it. Like it looks
Mm,
perfectly fine in box, and then they
in
were like, "Take it
box.
out of box, take it out of box," like because we were comparing like new to old Funko Pops, and I take it out of the box, and this freaking head rolls off down
Oh
over my
man.
desk, and I was like, "Ugh, like
Yeah.
what the
Just like
heck?"
whoop, you're like, oh, there
Yeah,
goes
I
his
was like, "Oh,
head.
there goes that head," you know. So I
Yeah.
just put him back together and just put him back into the
Oh
box, and
man.
he's just chilling over there.
He just
So.
yeah, in box, yeah. No, I don't have any blue boxes myself, but those are pretty cool. Maybe one day I'll get into that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get expensive. So I've got some of like the cheaper ones and, some maybe that
Yeah.
are like around $50, but
Hmm.
they get up there. But I really
Yeah,
like
they
the
start
blue
to add up.
boxes because those are like the OGs. I mean, there's
Yeah,
some I don't care
original.
for,
Hmm.
but
Like
there's some
which
cool
ones?
ones. So there's like that Darth Vader, like the OG Darth Vader
Oh
'01,
yeah.
where he's got
Yeah.
like those huge eyes.
The super derpy eyes.
Yeah. And I think there's like a
Yeah.
stormtrooper one that's very similar to
Oh,
that, and
yeah.
it just like kind of creeps me out, but I
Yeah.
don't know. Like I would love the Slave Leia one. There's one of
Yeah,
her. There's like a few others that I want, but
yeah.
for the most part, I feel like I have all the ones that I
Okay.
want.
Isn't that
So
crazy how Funko started? Like that's how they used to look. Like they were just like super
yes,
derpy. Like even then, like they were cool back then, but like comparing them to now, it's like, dude, they've leapt so much.
leaps and
And
bounds because they
yeah,
just had that classic hero pose where they're like,
yeah.
and now they're
Same
like
thing with the clone
running,
trooper.
they're
They were
laying
just like,
down,
yeah,
sitting in chairs. Like Funko has come
yeah,
such a long way.
such a long way. Like the clone troopers for the longest time, they were just like in that same stance with the gun pointing out. And man, those clone troopers, they've been knocking it out of the park too. I'm like, send me more, send them
Yeah, and I think
more
you
clone
have.
troopers.
Let me see. I think you sent me your clone trooper one too. Let me see if I can find it. Right there, all
Oh
your
yeah, right there.
clones.
Yeah, that
And
too.
some of
Like
those
that's one
look
of my favorite.
custom.
Yeah, so a lot of them are custom again because we didn't get a clone trooper pop for so long. A lot of these I actually made myself. There's only one. I don't know if you remember, but before we had the 332nd trooper,
Mhm.
that was a custom I had commissioned from a friend. So that's the only one I didn't do myself, but this is one I hope we get. Waxer. Like this one I did myself. So I hope, Funko, if you're watching, can we get an actual Waxer pop? So this one, this little part right here was such a pain to do.
Yeah.
It's the Numa. I know when I did, I'm like, dude, I'm committed. Like, it's such a pain in the ass, but I need to finish it. And this is the I think 187th Legion. This is Mace Windu's Legion. So I kind
Hmm.
of fashioned that one. And then what was the other one I made? Oh, and because I can never get a 501st clone trooper, I just made one
Made one.
myself. Yeah,
What did
exactly.
you use as like the pop? Like what pop did you use that you painted?
You mean like the standard clone pop?
Oh, it was a
Or you
standard.
mean yeah, just a standard clone.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, like I started collecting these when they were going for like 20, 25, and a lot of these were out of box. So, like every time I buy them, they're like, I don't have the box. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna paint it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Um,
So I'm like, dude, I don't care. He's like, dude, this is going for like 40. I'm like, I don't care. Give it to me. I'm gonna paint it.
definitely. So you
I'm like,
definitely
you
have
want
a
this
very
sale or not?
neat. Yeah, you got a neat clone collection. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
thank you. Thanks.
And I see you've got Boss and Fixer. Do you think they're going to do the other two?
Oh, I hope so. And you know what would be cool if they did a 4 pack and they were all glow? Like that would be dope. Like it would probably be repetitive, but a 5 pack with all the glowing visors, that would be cool.
That
So
would
I
be
would for
cool.
sure, yeah. So I really hope they come out with the other two. I'm like, you can't leave us hanging with just the two. Like, come on, complete
And
the
it took
set.
a while to get
Yeah,
Fixer, I feel like, because I feel
yeah,
like
because
Boss was out for a little bit, and then
yeah,
Fixer they
like
finally
2 years
did
ago, I think.
last year.
Yeah.
So,
So hopefully this year we can get at least one more.
yeah, just give me
Yeah.
both. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, if we could get both in one year, that's cool. But at least one this year.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be nice.
But I was confused because Boss is glow in the dark, but Fixer isn't. So that's why I'm
Mm-mm.
like, what's going on?
Yeah, it was definitely
Yeah.
confusing, But
Yeah,
I don't know. I
that's
like
okay.
those two, so I'm
Yeah,
hoping they do the other two, so you kind of just have the whole set.
the whole
But
set. No, yeah, Clone Troopers. Yeah, I think besides Maul, it'd be kind of weird because the Clone Trooper is my favorite character, but there's so many. But I just Clone Troopers. Yeah, those are my jam.
yeah, and you've got nice like 3D printed signs for all of them. I like that.
Yeah,
I'm a big sign
yeah,
person
yeah. We
too.
have to. Yeah, me too. Like Windy City. Oh man, they hooked me up so much. That was insane.
Yeah,
But it's kind of helped me complete my collection.
yeah, and you got the whole
Yeah.
Rebels set, which is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember these were people were sleeping on these hard too, but I remember like after I had seen the Rebels show, I had just started getting into collecting pops too. So I'm like, oh, let me see if they have any Rebels. So I found all these, and I remember Hera was still on Amazon like 2 years ago for like 14 bucks. I remember because my wife, she got it for me for I think it was like Father's Day or Valentine's Day. But I think she was going for like 20, and I had just started collecting, so I'm like, ooh, $20 for a pop, that's kind of a lot. So she gifted it to me, and I remember once people like started finding out about this show and these pops, like they just skyrocketed. Because I think the most I paid besides Thrawn was, I think the Grand Inquisitor, and that was like $50.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I just need the fifth brother, but I'm pretty much complete after that.
Oh, that's
But
true.
yeah.
Oh, there's the second sister too, I think.
Oh yeah, I have her somewhere here. I actually have to make space. She's hiding somewhere back there.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Darth Maul pop. I think
Yeah,
that's
the
probably
Darth
one of my
Maul.
favorite ones
Yeah.
out of that. But I think the Kanan and the Ezra were probably the Grand Inquisitor too. But I actually
Hmm.
got off Facebook Marketplace. It was like the Grand Inquisitor, the fifth brother, and the second sister as like a package. So
Oh,
that was
nice.
nice. But
Oh, that's
Ezra
cool.
and Kanan were probably the most I
Yeah.
paid, other than Thrawn.
Yeah, they were hard to get too. Like especially not even just the box in good condition, but the actual pop in good condition. A lot of them were damaged. So those
Yeah,
were for sure. I think those two and Ahsoka were the hardest ones to get. So not this one, but the glow version.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
because I
that one's
remember that
cool.
one was going for like 100 and something too.
Yeah,
Yeah, at one point, and then it kind of dipped.
yeah, but it kind of like shot up again
Yeah.
when Ahsoka came up, and
Hmm.
I was really lucky that I had gotten into them prior to the Ahsoka.
Oh, nice. So you had
But
it.
yeah, so
That's
I
cool.
because I had watched them and I was like, you know what? Like I'm into pops now, kind of like what you were saying. Let me see if
Hmm.
they've got them, and they did. But
Yeah.
even then, like when I had got them, like about a year or two ago, they were still
Hmm.
pretty expensive. But they're
No.
even almost double the price if you
Yeah,
were to go
double the
get them
price. Isn't
now.
that crazy? Yeah. Like I
So
remember, yeah, because I post videos about this, and they're like, "Dude, like, how much for the whole collection?" I'm like, not for sale."
yeah, if
Yeah.
I'm keeping any pops, it's the Rebels
Oh,
pops, and
for
I have a
sure.
few
Yeah,
of them
that.
signed. So
Yeah. Nice.
yeah,
Are
it's
you
been
almost complete?
I've got Zeb, Ezra, and Hera signed. So
Oh, that's
Freddie,
right. You did get them signed.
yeah, and
That's
Freddie
cool.
Prinze was supposed to be at that convention, and he like
Mhm.
bailed out last minute.
Oh
So I would have
no.
had him signed, but I've got
Yeah.
a few of them signed. I would love to meet Freddie
Okay.
Prinze to have him, and I would love to meet Lars, but Lars
Oh
just
yeah.
doesn't go to
He
conventions.
doesn't
Like
do it.
he's like very
Mm.
few and far between. Like he didn't even go to New York Comic Con. He didn't go to
Mm.
Celebration. Like
Interesting.
I don't know what he's
Yeah.
doing, but I need to meet
Yeah.
him. So start
I
making
know.
appearances,
You're
buddy.
like, just get me. I just need one signature, and that's it.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
even
it.
have
And
to
then I'll
talk to
leave
me.
you alone.
Yeah, exactly. 5 seconds just to sign this.
That's it. You don't even have to talk to me. Like just being in your presence, I
Yeah,
feel like is
exactly.
enough. You know?
I'll keep my mouth shut. Just sign.
Yep, please. And then I'll keep moving, you know? Like
Yeah,
I'll sneak
exactly.
a little video of you, but that's about it.
Yeah, right.
I try to get creative with that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you've got your Rex stuff, your big
Yes.
Rex guy.
Yeah. Love Rex.
And then all your
Yeah.
pins and your bag clips. Those bag
I
clips are
know.
tricky.
I know the other obsession. And I'm
Yeah.
still missing two Ahsokas that I'm just like, I'm striking out so hard on those.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I've had
just
to resort to
missing two.
eBay.
Yeah, honestly, I think I should have done that with the amount of money I spent getting the backflips. I really could have just gone to eBay and get it one of one.
I
Yeah.
buy like a few of them to kind of see, and then based off that, I try to then go to eBay and see because there's a
Hmm.
guy on there that sells them for like $5, and I'm like, that's even cheaper than what
What?
you'd pay for the bag clip itself. Like usually
That's
box lunch, it's like
crazy.
$8.90.
Yeah.
So
Damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy. What's his account? Jesus, $5? That's a
I'll send it
steal.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you his. There's like two guys that I kind of like look at for certain pop, like, or certain,
Mm-hmm.
they're not pops, but the bag clips.
The
So
back clips, yeah.
I'll send you their infos because
Yeah, I'll send you the one too where I forgot, I needed to complete, I forgot what bag set. But it's like the Gray Woods or something like that on eBay, but I'll send it to you too.
oh
And
yeah,
then
I
send
think
you.
it's him.
Oh, is it him?
I think so. I'll have to double
Okay.
check, but I think that's him. I think I bought like three
But
at
they're like
least from him.
retail. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
super
it's not
affordable.
bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you sent me some pins, which I appreciate. I've been getting the pin collection, but you
Oh
definitely
yeah,
have
right.
a lot more pins.
Yeah. It's funny. I didn't even know I was a collector up until like a few years ago. Like I would get a bunch of pins and I was like, oh, these are cool, these are cool. And then COVID happened. And I'm like, oh shit, am I a collector? I'm like, I guess I am a collector. But I think pins and stickers is where it started for me. And then Funko came around. Sorry, COVID happened, and then Funko, I like again, like I think like everyone else, I had nothing else to do, and that just like spiraled into an already obsession that I had. But yeah, pins is where it all started for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
started back with COVID, like the Legos, and then I
hmm
got into Funkos, and then I've kind of just been collecting. But
yeah,
yeah, it's a
a little bit of
slippery
everything.
slope.
I
Yeah.
know it's so bad.
And are those brick heads? I feel like I just noticed those. The
Oh
brick heads
yeah,
that are kind of like
the
on the side.
custom. Yeah, I actually have them
Those
over
are
here.
cool.
These I got from Republic Bricks.
Okay, I've heard of
Um,
him.
Yeah, and these are super affordable too. I know he's a one man guy, so it kind of takes a while for him to send out his stuff, but this is Commander Fox, and then this is Hawk.
Ooh, that one's
So
cool.
yeah, so this one's cool. This one's my favorite. And there are a lot more that I want to get to.
Yeah, the brick heads I kind of got into heavy.
Yeah, because they're
They're just
such
like
like
cute.
yeah, they're cute and they're quick and easy builds. And yeah,
Yep.
there's another one here that I want to do. Honestly, I'm probably gonna get to this one before I even get to the the
Oh,
Mando helmet. So this one's cool.
well,
So
they're definitely more of like an easy and convenient build than the
yeah,
bigger helmets and stuff. So like if you just want something that's like, you know will be quick and relaxing with the brick heads
yeah.
is like always my go-to, but I have that set too. That's like kind of sitting in my backlog.
Send back there, right? One day.
Yeah. I'll get to it sometime, but yeah, I've got a
Right.
bunch of the brick heads. They like remind me of a Lego form of Funko Pops. Maybe that's why
Yeah,
I like
that's really
them,
what it. Yeah,
but
that's really what it reminds me of too.
yeah, so that's
That's
why I
cool.
like those a lot.
Yeah.
And then you got these, and I think one of those is behind you right
Oh
now.
yeah, right up there,
Mm-hmm. So
around
that's
one.
cool.
Yeah.
And then it looks like some smaller scale, maybe some poly bags and microfighters on the
Yeah,
left.
poly bags, and then the other ones are the Lego Advent Calendar,
Okay.
the 10-piece builds that I did during December. So
Nice.
I know.
Yeah, those are cool. I like that shelf. I like the setup.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually found that. Where did I find that? I think Hobby Lobby, and they were having a sale because I knew I wanted to display them somewhere, but again, like I don't want to mix the Lego with the Funkos because they're so small. So I think it was like right around Christmas time. I saw it for like $13, and I'm like, like this is a steal, and it's
Yeah.
exactly what I needed. Like it was something super small to display them, so I just got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. It's super
Yeah.
simple.
It is. They look cool. And you got the Thrawn brickhead on the right there.
Oh yeah, that one
Cool.
too. That was my favorite.
Yeah, I have his in like a bag somewhere that I've been meaning to build and haven't, but
Oh,
I've got him and Grievous, I think, in my backlog. I
oh
forgot.
yeah, I have Grievous somewhere. He's floating around here too. One day.
One day, yeah. I
Yeah.
just gotta find the time. But I do enjoy
Yeah.
building Legos. They're
Yeah,
relaxing.
that's what
Like
it
I feel like
is.
they're very therapeutic.
Yeah, it's like reading and building Legos is like finding the time to do it like I want to. And it's like
Hmm.
when I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do this, and I sit down and then something comes up, I'm like, oh man, that's I'm supposed to do this.
Yep.
And then work,
Yeah,
ugh, I hate work, but it helps pay for my hobby, so I got to.
that is true. Gotta
Yeah,
grind out sometime.
exactly.
And then these are some Clone Wars pops, but what is that ship?
So that is the Republic Attack Shuttle from Hasbro. So
Okay.
earlier last year, I remember I had kind of fallen out of love with Funko because again, like they weren't giving us anything new. Like we had like seven Darth Vader molds come out, I think the year before, and so it was just like a repetitive character. So I'm like, all right, I'm kind of getting out of Funko. And I don't know if you remember, but I had collected both Marvel and Star Wars. And then during that time, like, okay, I kind of sold off all my Marvel stuff. And then a lot of my Star Wars stuff I had sold off too, just because, we weren't getting anything new. So I was getting into Hasbro. So I got that. What else did I get? I got the Y Wing fighter. And there was an ATTE also that I had displayed on my table. So I was getting into Hasbro too because I'm like, all right, well, they're not giving us anything different. I still had my Funko stuff, but I was getting more into collecting figures. But then last year, like I think after March, they were just like banging them out. I'm like, okay, like finally we're getting something different. So, I'm coming back. Well, I've already been back into Funko, but I was like slowly easing my way back into Funko. But yeah, that's kind of that's how I got that. And I think I got that one for like $75, which isn't too bad for the size of it because it's
Yeah.
pretty massive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. The Hasbro stuff is definitely expensive and big.
It
It,
gets
it
real
can
pricey.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Haven't
gets
gotten
real
into
pricey.
Hasbro yet, but I feel like that's
Don't
just
do it.
bound to happen at some
Yeah.
point, but I'm
Don't
really
do it. Fight it.
resisting.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Oh, I see the Grievous what is it? Oh my gosh, the
Yeah.
brickheads popping out at the bottom there with Obi. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And you got like a little Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, the random one. It's just like I don't know what to do with it. This is the Obi-Wan.
Nice.
Yeah, so this one's cool. But yeah, the
Are those
Spider-Man,
ones
that was just
from?
chilling.
They're all from
Um,
Republic Bricks.
so these were they were called Imperial Bricks. They were on eBay. I haven't seen them around anymore. I think they just kind of disappeared. But then I discovered Republic Bricks, and I haven't seen an Obi-Wan, but I've seen a Grievous that's kind of similar to this one.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
gotten a majority of mine from Imperial Bricks, but I feel like he's kind of slowly eased out of the brickheads and he's more into
Mm-hmm.
like minifigs now because
Yeah.
that's definitely big money, certain
Yeah, for
ones.
sure.
So it
Yeah.
breaks my heart because I really loved his kind of molds and things, and
Mm-hmm.
but gotta do what's best for you.
Yeah, and then a
So
lot of them too, like they're getting sold out just because he doesn't replenish them. But again, like it's all about the minifigs. And I forgot when, but I saw a video not too long ago. This guy just like cranking out a bunch of the custom minifigs from Republic Bricks, and a lot of them are really cool. Like a lot of them are custom, and man, the detail on them they're pretty epic.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people are getting into like the customization of certain
yeah.
minifigs or even just kind of reselling certain ones. Like
Hmm.
they get up there. So
Yeah, like I remember I think it was a Rex minifig going for like $60. I'm like, what the heck for like something
yeah,
this small? That's crazy.
literally.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's insane.
yeah, it's wild.
And then you got your little R2 set
Yeah,
up.
my little R2 droid. Yeah, I actually get that. My wife actually made that for me for I think Valentine's Day a couple years ago over at Galaxy's Edge. So
Oh,
I had to get it, and she knows red is my favorite color, so she went all out.
okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. So are you
yeah, my
like a
little droid
Sith,
section.
even though you're Robi.Wan.Kenobi?
I don't know. Perhaps. I mean, Darth Maul is my favorite character, and he's all red, so I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah,
And then those are all the Red Saber series, right? Or
yeah,
is there
yeah, complete. Yeah.
nice? Haven't done that one yet. I just don't know where I would put it, but I really like it.
Same thing. I actually, which one did I win? There was a local pop shop. Every time you make a purchase, like they put your name in a raffle.
Hmm.
I'd been going there for years, and I was like, whatever, like I'm not in it for it, but it's a raffle. And I forgot. I think I won the Savaggio Press. I'm like, it was free, so I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna start it up. And it was right around Black Friday time, and a lot of these pops were like 10, $11. So I'm like, dude, this is a steal. Like, I might as well just complete it now because I think I got the whole set for like $40. And I
Oh,
think
that's
one of
not
them
bad.
alone goes for like 35. So I was like, yeah, I might as well just knock it out. So
Yep.
I was like, I don't have
Yeah.
the space, but I'll make it for $40 for the whole set. Hell yeah.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did like they like put a lot of stuff for really low prices, and I like really kick myself because I paid full price for the Bounty Hunter collection for them now to be
Oh, I
on
haven't.
clearance for
Yeah.
$7.
I haven't gotten around to that one. I want to, but that one is, man, that one's massive too. Like, I really don't know where
Yeah.
I put that one. Like, I need a whole like new shelf just for that.
Yeah, that and the
Yeah.
skiff I just completed,
Oh
and they're
man. Oh, you completed it?
huge. Yes,
Nice.
finally,
Okay.
but
Oh, that's so
it's
cool.
so much bigger than I thought it was gonna
Yeah, it's
be.
like what, like 10 feet?
It's almost like the whole length of my shelf that I've got it on. Like, I had to move the Duel of
Wow.
Fates back, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy crap, like, this is massive," but I already started it, so I'm like,
Yeah, you
"Ugh."
might as well, yeah, 'cause
I was
otherwise
like,
it's gonna look
I
awkward
only
with
need
one
one
missing
more.
piece. Yeah. That's how they
It's
get you.
always, always.
Yeah.
But they were also on, like, sale. They were running a bunch of, like, holiday deals in December, so I was able
Okay.
to pick up, like, a few of them because I think they're, like,
Nice.
35. A lot of the deluxe pops are, like,
Yeah,
$35, which
35,
is
yeah. Yeah,
crazy.
that's a lot. Yeah. And have you
Yeah.
noticed Funko? Like we noticed you upping the price on them. Like the
Mhm.
pop rights still on Amazon, they used to be priced at like 25, $30. And now they're like at 35, 40. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
like the
guess I didn't notice.
hyperspace heroes, those
Yeah.
those are expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool.
Mm,
I don't know where I would again put those, which is why I haven't purchased any of them, but
yeah. They
aside
do
from
take up
that,
a lot of space.
they're
But
yeah, they are
yeah,
pretty
they're
big. I
cool.
saw the N1 Mando with R5 and I was like,
Mm,
"Holy cow, like this is actually pretty big." Like I didn't
yeah.
think it was that big, but it's big. I mean, the box is big,
The
clearly.
box is massive, yeah.
So, had to take it
Yeah.
out of box.
Yeah. You got the one with R5? Is that the one you got?
I saw it at Target. So when I
Oh,
went
you
to go
saw it at
find the
Target.
last
Okay.
skiff piece, they had like a bunch of
Mm,
the new Mando season 3 pops, and
hmm.
it was there. Like they had like 8 of them, and I was like, "Holy cow! Like these are
Yeah.
huge. Like the box
Yeah,
is
they're massive.
enormous, but the pop, like I mean, the pop itself is not like too much bigger than the typical deluxe pop,
Hmm.
but the box itself
The
is."
boxes, yeah, they're massive.
And I was like,
But
"Dude, like I'm just gonna have to throw that in the garbage because
I know, right? I don't need
like."
it.
Because those big boxes really get to me. I keep the smaller pop boxes, but I've thrown out
Yeah, the 4 inch.
almost all
Yeah,
of
because
my
the other ones, like,
deluxes.
they just take up so much space. I'm like, for what? Like, I'm not even gonna put it back in the box.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the pop rides. Yeah, they do really good work with the pop rides. They put a lot
yeah,
of detail into it. So I'm like, why are you gonna keep it in the box? Like, that's such a
yeah.
waste.
You have a few of them, don't you? The
I
hyperspace
do.
heroes? I
Yeah,
think you just got Anakin, which is crazy. I really want that
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, in
Like in the
the
N no,
in the
it's yeah,
N1,
the
the Naboo
N1.
Starfighter. Yeah,
Yes.
this one is my favorite.
Yeah.
And I saw your video earlier too, where he should be in the pod racer, and I completely agree. Like we need a pod racer, Anakin, like
Right?
for sure. Yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah, with
do
the
really want
Sebulba,
that
yeah,
one
for sure. I'm like, I saw that today. I'm like, oh my god, that would be fantastic. Like I would scoop that up real quick.
immediately. I would
Yeah.
find the space to place
Oh
that,
yeah. Oh, most
you
definitely.
know?
Like I'd get another shelf just for that. Like I don't even care.
Yeah. I would love because I mean I'm hoping they're gonna do some more Phantom Menace pops for the 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
They're already starting to do Rebels ones for the 10-year anniversary. At least that's what I
Hmm.
think it's for. But I'm
I'm
really
assuming.
hoping that,
I
they
hope
do
so.
that.
Yeah, we need
So
more Phantom Menace pops.
yes,
But
100%.
yeah, it's like I didn't even think about it when you said, but yeah, we really don't have a Padawan Obi-Wan pop besides the Duel of the Fates. I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap. We have like two from Revenge of the Sith. We have the Clone Wars, and we have a lot of the older ones too. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, yeah,
There's like a
we
lot
don't
of
have that.
Ben. Last year we got the him in his Mandalore outfit from the Siege of Mandalore.
Oh yeah.
So like I mean that was another Clone Wars, but there's really I didn't even think about the Duel of Fates one, but other than that one, we don't really have like a real Padawan
Yeah, like an
Obi-Wan
actual,
Kenobi.
yeah.
So like just a
We still don't
standalone,
know. Well, yeah,
which
I
is
was like, holy
crazy.
crap, like you're right. We actually don't have another one.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool.
Fingers crossed. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
really hoping we
fingers
get some
crossed.
cool stuff.
I know.
And then you've got a decent amount of the Ahsoka ones.
But yeah, I actually just completed. Well, I'm not gonna get the Thrawn. I
Yeah.
wasn't too happy with the mold, just because I mean, once you get the Rebels one, like you can see like the chiseled one. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I just got what's her
Ooh,
name?
Morgan.
Morgan Elsbeth. Yeah, I still call her the magistrate, but yeah, Morgan Elsbeth. Yeah, so I picked her up today. But
Nice.
yeah, Thrawn, I'm not too keen on that one too.
Yeah, I as soon as they kind of did another Rebels one, I was like, let me just get that one because you don't
Hmm.
really even see him holding a blaster
Yeah,
at
you do in the
any
animated
point.
series, but
Yeah,
even then, that's like one or two scenes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I definitely really like the new Ahsoka wave. Do you have a favorite pop from that?
The stormtroopers, those are
Okay,
so cool. Like the details on them, yeah, they knocked them out of the park. And Chopper
nice.
too. I like how he
Yeah,
has that little cartwheel at the front.
yes.
Yeah,
He looks great. I'm a big fan of the Chopper. I like
yeah.
the animated one that we got a couple years ago with the
Hmm.
Rebels, but I feel like this one
Classic.
is really impressive. So,
Yeah,
big
yeah. They
fan of
do really good work with the droids. Like the detail that they put in them.
phenomenal.
Yeah, the droids. I think out of everything, like the droid pops are my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one would you say is your like all-time favorite?
Ooh. Um. I'd probably have to go with Chopper with the new one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that one's really cool. That one and
I know,
Ned B.
yes, I know Ned
Yeah,
Patrick really likes the Ned B because
yeah,
that one's really cool.
yeah.
So,
That's cool. What about you? Do you have a favorite droid pop?
probably the Chopper. It was the
Yeah.
animated one, and I like the disguise one too. I think that
Mm-hmm.
one's really cool, but I really like the new one that they did. Like they're
Yeah, that's
definitely
my favorite.
different,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I think they do a great job with the droids. I like Hu Yang, but I feel like they could have made him cooler
yeah.
to an
They could have given
extent.
him more
But
of a dynamic pose,
yeah, or like
where it's
maybe
just like,
holding the when he's like training Sabine, like holding those things, that could have been
oh
cool.
yeah, that would have been cool
But
too.
yeah, I don't know.
Like the
I think
grievous
it's
style lightsabers. Oh yeah,
yeah,
that would have been dope.
right? But I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that I feel like Chopper has won over my heart, so Chopper is
Oh
probably
yeah.
my favorite droid. It used to be R2, but
Oh, which is
they're
classic.
actually I think the one droid pop that I really like is the unfinished C3PO.
Oh yeah, I actually don't have that one. I gotta get it, but yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, I think
I've
that
seen
one it
it.
like actually blows me away because you can see the
Yeah,
wires and
the
stuff. They're all
wires.
different colors. So I think that one actually is probably the most impressive one to me. But Chopper is overall my favorite droid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So
that's C3PO. I forgot about that one. Yeah, that one's really cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
I like was thinking about it for a second and I totally forgot about him. But I have that one and I really like it.
yeah, that was cool.
Probably just because it's Anakin's droid.
Yeah, right.
He's my guy. And you got some Mando pops.
Yeah,
You have a few helmets.
I do. Yeah, honestly, like I think between that time when I was kind of still getting into Funko, I came across the helmet, and I was gifted the Bo-Katan helmet, and I was like, okay,
Oh,
this is cool. I'm like, all right, I'll just get the one, and then the 332nd came out. I was like, oh my God, like I have to get this one. And then I think I got the Clone Trooper helmet for my birthday, and then which other ones do I have? I don't even know what I have.
and
Oh, the
Rex,
Captain
I
Rex.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Rex. Yeah, I have a few. So yeah, again, that's a whole other thing that I'm like trying to stay away from. Those are expensive.
They are definitely expensive, but they're coming out
Yeah,
with some cool ones. I think the getting gifted the Bo-Katan one is like crazy.
yeah. I was like, I forgot who gifted it to me, but I'm like, dude, you started a whole thing that I did not get need to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that's how it always starts, you know?
yeah. I was like, oh, okay, it's just the one kind of it's gonna stick out of my collection, and then I got one more. I'm like, all right, let's relax. And then I get two more. I'm like, all right, this is getting out of hand.
Yeah. We gotta calm down.
Yeah, I do like the Sabine helmet that they're gonna release this year. I'm still kind of on the fence about getting it. I like how it looks. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I definitely don't have the space for that.
I definitely like how it looks, but I don't think I would get it. But
Hmm.
I am a big fan of that. They have a few lined up, it seems like, but I do
Yeah,
like that Sabine helmet. I thought that
I
was really
know.
cool.
Very
So
dangerous.
it is definitely a dangerous slope I'm trying to stay away for, but I do have
Yeah,
like a designated area for if I do get a helmet,
just in
perhaps.
case. Yeah,
Just in case, you
where you
know.
have it, just like, boop, here you
Yeah, I'll just put them right up top, you know. But we'll
go.
see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I would love the Captain Rex one. So there
yeah,
was your clones and stuff with the trooper helmet, which
yeah,
is pretty cool. And then there's your
yeah,
332nd setup.
yeah.
So I
My
like how
all
you have
favorite.
that. You've got like a cup lounge fly and then the helmet.
Yeah, my all-time favorite design from the Clone Troopers. It definitely. I know
Yes.
that's why I was like, so I'm like, dude, please give us a 332nd Trooper. And yeah, and like they released one. I think the other one's supposed to release this year, right? The Target exclusive.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Because they did the BAM one, then they
Hmm.
have the Ahsoka one, which I was like, okay with.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of odd release
Yeah.
two. Like we had zero, and then we have two now. So
Like
I don't know.
immediately. Same thing with the Thrawn. And I was
Yeah, with
like,
the Thrawn,
oh,
yeah,
like two
we went from having
immediately?
no Thrawn, yeah, to having now we have three.
Yeah.
They could
So I
they
don't
could have kept the
know.
Ahsoka version.
Yeah, because I don't know. Because I think the Ahsoka one is the Target exclusive, but I don't know when that's supposed to drop.
Yeah,
So I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I'll have to see it in person. I might get it. But we'll see.
I'm surprised you don't have one of them like hanging out on that shelf.
Oh no, I put him with the other clone troopers with his buddies, so he wouldn't be alone.
Like, but that is a
Yeah,
cool helmet. Those are probably my favorite. I feel like I remember that scene so vividly watching it
yeah,
for the first time when you
yeah.
get to see them like all paint their helmets and stuff, like
Hmm.
immediate goosebumps.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's like every time, even now rewatching, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, here come the tears.
Yep, immediately. Like it
Yeah,
just it's so good.
yeah. This is
And
my
then
all-time favorite design, and yeah, my little Ahsoka section.
yes, so cool. Do you have a favorite Ahsoka pop?
The glow in the dark for sure. Oh, you know what? No, it has to be the her Ahsoka the White.
Okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
the glow in the dark is cool.
You're like, no, that's wrong.
You're like, let's try again.
I'm like, I
Yeah,
know you're my guest, but that's wrong.
yeah. I knew that we were in tune with that one, but I really like
Yeah.
that pop. I love Ahsoka. She's probably one of my. She probably I think her or Anakin. I feel like they're very tied
Hmm.
for first place, but I
Yeah,
love
it's funny
Ahsoka. I
because
have a
Ahsoka was a sleeper character, you know, when she first came out, I'm like, damn, like she's kind of annoying. But then at the end of like the Clone Wars movie, I'm like, okay, she's starting to grow on me.
yeah,
And yeah, when I saw her in the season, and they really developed her character so much, and I love that for her.
yes.
Yeah.
I definitely loved seeing her kind of transition from like the Ahsoka the Gray, kind of unsure,
Hmm.
kind of just not very pessimistic, and then you get to see her
Yeah.
as Ahsoka the White, and
Ahsoka the
she's
White.
just
Yeah.
go with the flow. She's very optimistic. Like I think my
Yeah.
favorite part is where they like go into the Purgle, and Hu Yang's like, how do you know that we're gonna get there? And she's like,
Oh
well,
yeah.
we'll figure it out. Like,
We'll see. Yeah, we'll
whatever.
see.
And I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like this is the Ahsoka that I loved in the Clone Wars.
Hmm.
So I love Ahsoka. She was a female Jedi, so I feel like I really kind of resonated and connected with her, and then
Yeah.
getting to kind of grow with her through the seasons was like very important for me. So
Yeah, it was cool. And then for me, it was we finally had a different character. Like we knew Anakin Skywalker, we knew Obi-Wan Kenobi, we knew Count Dooku, we knew all these other Jedi. Even Kid Fisto, like he didn't have a big part, but we had seen him live action. Like we knew all these other Jedi, but we're getting somebody different, and
yep.
it blew me away. Um, when Anakin started training her, I was like, wait, I didn't even know he had a Padawan. Like this is crazy. So it's like really
Yeah.
like that story development. I mean, they did, yeah. Clone Wars is just a whole other thing that I love it so much.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like even adding her character kind of added to further development of Plo Koon,
Yeah, that
which was
too.
cool.
Yeah,
So I
like
like
he's like a
that.
father figure to her. I was like, what the heck? Like they're doing so much with these characters. Yeah, it's
100%.
yeah.
That's cool.
But
So how long have you been collecting?
um, thinking about it now, probably close to 7 years. But
Okay.
again, because it was mostly like pins and stickers and like little things like that. Um, but because I moved around so much, a lot of that collection was kind of lost. But as far as Funko, I think like actually collecting maybe like 4 years now, like since I actually like accepted that I'm a collector and like really just started going hard into it, probably like 4 years.
Okay.
Like back then, like I would just collect like little things here and there that if I saw them and I liked them, I would get them. But again, because I moved around so much when I was younger, a lot of that collection was either lost or I remember when I first moved into my first apartment, I had some in my garage because I had just moved and I forgot where I went. I was away for a couple of days and then I came back and someone had broken into my garage and like a lot of it was gone. So I was like so
No.
heartbroken. I know. So like I'm hunting down for some of those pieces that I really liked. Like there was a Lego Darth Vader desk lamp. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's pretty big and I actually just got him too. And so I'm just waiting for him to come in. That was like one of my favorite like things from that collection. So like little things here and there that I'm like, all right, like I really want to get this back. So I'm like kind of starting to hunt some of it down. But
Okay.
all in all, I think I want to say like 7 years probably.
Nice. It's
Yeah.
definitely been in the game a while.
Yeah,
Do
a while.
you so you have like would you say your primary focus is Funkos?
I would say as of last year, yes, just because there were so many coming out, but pins and stickers is really where it's at.
Okay.
Pins, like
Nice.
especially fan made pins, those are pretty cool.
Yeah, especially some of the small shops, they do some
Yeah, they do
amazing
really
stuff.
good work. So those are pins is where it's at for me.
Okay,
Yeah, I
interesting.
always find myself gravitating more towards pins. Like Funko last year, man, they knocked it out of the park. But pins and stickers is where it's at for me.
I feel like the pins is just very consistent. Like you can rely
Mhm.
on always having good pins.
Yeah, exactly.
Funko, you can't always rely on, unfortunately. They've been more solid lately,
Yeah, they
but
have. They had a good year, so we'll see. I'm going into this year. I'm like, all right, I don't know if you can top last year, but we'll see. So
yeah.
I'm a little skeptical with them this year.
All right. And
Hopes, but skeptical.
oh, would you say your most expensive pop is the Rex? Or like the most expensive thing in your collection, I
Hmm.
guess.
I would probably say, yeah, I think the Rex or the Thrawn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I'm not big into Grails. I really got them just because I really like those characters. I know people are like getting into those Grails. I don't know what I would do if I had a Grail, like an actual Grail in my collection. Just because, again, like I'm an out of box guy, so I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Again, like that's why I'm so hesitant on getting the 501st. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay that much
Mm-hmm.
just to have it sit on my shelves. So,
Gotcha.
kudos to everyone that collects grills. I'm like, good for you. I don't know what I would do if I had a grill. Like I would probably never let it out of. It would never see daylight.
Probably. Okay,
Yeah,
so you kind of just collect not for value, but just kind
yeah,
of what means something to you, kind
yeah.
of.
I collect what I like. So
Nice.
that's what I encourage
So,
people to do too. I mean, if you're into grails, I'm like, good for you. I can't do that. So
yeah, I'm
kudos,
not there yet. I just
mad,
collect what I like.
mad respect to those people that do because that's commitment.
Yes, it is. It's dedication.
Yeah, the dedication that I do not have, the financial resources alone, but like having to look for and like actually know what to look for. Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
Gotcha. So then, what would you say your favorite piece is in your collection? Since you don't
Uh,
really have, you don't go based off expense, you go based off value, like personal value. So what's most valuable to you?
let me see. I kind of have to look at it to know. Um, you know what? Probably this Commander Cody, this
Okay.
Funko Pop. This one is. I always find myself looking at this one more out of all of them. Um, Again, like he doesn't have too much high value, but it's just the fact that he has that little Emperor Sidious hologram on him,
Yeah.
and yeah, the detail on him is really really cool. So this one is
Okay.
my all-time favorite. You know,
Nice.
honestly, probably Anakin Skywalker too. The live-action version where he has the Sith eyes. Those are
Yes.
those two are my favorite.
Okay. Those are good picks. I like those. The Commander Cody is amazing, and I was really hoping they would do one kind of like in his gray and white armor that we got to see in Bad
Yeah,
Batch season 2, and we didn't get anything. So I
maybe.
was
I mean, we got the 332nd like 2 years after the season release, so I don't know.
yep.
Maybe. If,
Hey, who knows? But I think those were all the questions I have for you. Do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
no, that's it. I mean, just thanks for having me on.
No,
This was
absolutely.
it's always cool to chat with you guys. It's always a lot of fun.
100%.
We
Yes,
can,
you're always very fun to talk to and chat with, and you're very supportive of me as a friend and stuff. So I really
of course.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
So,
we got to stick together.
100%.
Star Wars
Yes.
fandom can be a little toxic, so it's like when you find those good people, you really got to stick together.
Yes. I
Yeah,
totally agree. But
yeah,
can you let the people know one more time where they can find you if they aren't already following you?
yeah. Robi.Wan.Kenobi, Robi.1.Kenobi _, because Robi.Wan.Kenobi straight was taken. So that's my Instagram. I mostly post on Instagram. Again, I'm hoping to get my channel up and running, hopefully by the end of this month. So fingers crossed. So
Nice.
keep an eye out. And thanks for having me on. It's always cool
Absolutely.
chatting with you.
Yes, I appreciate you coming on and making the time to do this, and I'll leave all of your links down in the description so people can find you very easily, but again, I really appreciate you coming on. It was a very nice conversation. So
Yeah,
thank you.
definitely. Always a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll see you guys next Thursday. Bye.
See y'all.